Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ravenloft Misfits
Hello.
Misfit Monday. I'm Jonny. I'm the DM for the campaign. For a list of the cast names, socials, and pronouns, you can check the chat or the episode description. I had caps lock on, so that didn't work. There we go.
Why are you yelling, Jonny?
Because I want you to know about our cast.
So aggressive.
Please make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel, do the chat, do the things, join the Discord, tell your friends. If you're listening to the podcast, give us a whopping 5-star review so that we can continue taking over the world little by little, as you know. Let's see what we're at. We already passed 10,000, but why stop now? Let's keep getting that update.
Only halfway to 20,000.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah,
I have to sign in. I'm gonna have to sign in.
Show us the numbers.
I think
Show me
I
what you
must have
got.
forgotten
This is
the.
a great bit. Okay, so
password
while
or
he's
something.
doing that, let's talk
Yeah.
about Roll20.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which is the
Roll20.
sponsor this campaign. And listen, we've been doing this for 50 whole goddamn episodes.
Holy shit, that's right.
Oh,
And
wow.
for
Big
50, that's 50 times we've played this game on Roll20. Literally every single episode. It would not be possible if we weren't on Roll20.net playing D&D with all our friends. It's the easiest way to do it. You know everything about it already. It's the best website ever. You love it. It literally makes this whole thing possible. Go play all your favorite TTRPGs on Roll20.
You love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm somehow forgetting our info.
What else? So the people have listened to the podcast 10,000 times. It also means they've listened to what?
Good segue.
10,000
Good
times, Jonny?
segue.
Ooh.
Sirenscape. You know what it is.
Sirenscape.
It's the music that keeps us going. It's amazing.
10,000 music listens.
Just as amazing as Roll20.
Feeling this.
If you want to check out either of them, there's links in the chat and the episode description. Specifically with Sirenscape, if you become a Super Siren subscriber, the triple S, as we call it here on Ravenloft Misfits TXP. If you
always
become
said
one of
that.
those, always, since
Always
day
said
one. Since day one. If you become a triple S, then you can support the show and also get yourself a pretty dope atmospheric application. I'm not figuring out our password for whatever reason, so we're just gonna skip that tonight,
Did
unfortunately.
you want me to, while we're stalling, did you want me to talk about this?
Oh, yes, please! Some exciting shit!
Yeah.
Yay.
Yours truly. Me, writer. I got my first ever book was published and put on a comic book shelf today.
Not
It's
only
D&D related.
a book,
Lit.
it's about the D&D movie.
Yeah.
Ellen co-wrote a comic related to the D&D movie that is going to be released later this month. It is
Yay.
absolutely incredible. Oh,
So
I
cool.
can't
That's
believe that's
fantastic.
the coolest
Yeah.
fucking thing
Yes.
ever.
Thank
Congratulations on your book, Ellen.
Thank
we're so,
you very much.
We're so proud of you.
Around
Wanted to
Beast
put it
of the
out
Moon.
there since it's D&D people. I don't get any money from the sales, but I wanted people to know about it, that
Hell
it
yeah,
exists.
dude.
This is exciting.
Yeah,
I'm
but I'll
gonna
post something
get
in
my
the self
copy
promo.
signed.
Yeah,
That would be kind of
it's in
cool.
there. Yeah.
We are at
Yeah.
10,374. There you go. There's the update. I pulled it up on
Yeah.
my phone. Okay.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Pump up those numbers, you know?
Pump up the
Boom,
jams.
Up the jam. Damn it.
You know?
That's like 500 listen. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's like
did math?
500.
That's math.
Just about, I was like 500. No, that equals 2 of those is 1,000. But that was like, no, it's 10,000. Anyways, yeah. So about 500
Numbers.
an episode, a little more than that. That's pretty fucking insane. Honestly, when we first created this
exciting.
campaign, I just didn't think that it was gonna get anywhere near that. So that's cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, listener. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you for listening.
Hey,
Thanks for
listener.
sticking
Hey.
us in.
Hey, you.
Hey,
Look at
thanks
us.
for
Thanks.
sticking in with us. We appreciate it. Keep listening.
Look at us.
Keep on keeping on.
Don't start that, Jonny. Don't ruin it.
Joe Dirt hasn't paid us advertising fees. Don't do that.
All right. Well, then moving on. Let's do a recap. Some exciting
happened?
shit happened last session. Woo! Oh boy. At the start of last session, you all faced a battle with a giant horned serpent. However, it was easily taken care of because Sorsha's fucking badass, and you were able to prevent any fighting at all. Sorsha spoke to the serpent, learned that she was protecting her young from perceived intruders as yourselves, and after a chat with the serpent, she had relayed much of the same information as what the vines had given you the session before. You all decided to continue your investigation of the other rooms within this temple. However, Beatrice, you were also able to take a few of the flowers from the tree after finding strong chaotic fey magic coming from it. You then entered the library where you found many books related to the Fanes, nature, and most importantly, you found a note written by the head priest Tural, which served as a warning to the people of Moonshade, but it seemed it never left the temple. After collecting quite a few books, you then made your way to the living quarters of the temple, where you found 5 different rooms, each of which had journals, each of which detailed nosebleeds, weird happenings, but again, within Tural's notebook, you found that he had suddenly no memory of the people he had previously written about earlier in his journal, which struck you as weird. After collecting all of these journals, you had then also found the body of Tural with cuts in his wrists and a trail of blood leading to the main chamber, suggesting that the blood written on the walls was most likely from him. After finishing your investigation, Arxes, you gave in to the melody, but nothing seemed to have happened at that moment. It seemed that everything was good. You didn't hear the melody anymore, but nothing seemed to have changed. And then you decided to cast Protection from Evil and Good on Katya, where she then led you outside of the temple and began pointing towards things that were unseen, similar to what Kareza was doing. Additionally, she also began drawing what she saw on a piece of paper, but the only thing you were able to see was some sort of symbol that resembled grass blades. Waiting for you outside of the temple, you also found that Valtor and a group of guards were waiting to question you, see what you had done. Valtor had cautioned each of you to be careful in how you conducted yourselves in the next conversation, and of course, Arxes was very blunt about his feelings towards Valtor. We love it. Luckily, it seemed like the information gathered from the temple was enough for him, and he took his leave, claiming that he would be informing the Mountainspeaker of your work. However, of course, nobody trusted Valtor, and we then devised a very interesting plan where Sorsha had taken the finger of Vaughn and connected mentally, casted Pass Without Trace, and turned into a hummingbird to follow suit behind Valtor and the guards. Before which, the protection from evil and good wore off, Katya came to, she couldn't remember what happened, and Beatrice had casted Dispel Magic, which seemed to have taken hold for a short period of time before it similarly wore off. But Sorsha, you followed the group of guards in Valtor, while the other party took the lunar lift back to the domain, back to the Temple of the Huntress. And you followed them, seeing a similar staircase that traveled up the trunk of the tree, similar to the Mountainspeaker's hovel. There were guards outside of this one, though nobody seemed to be paying mind to it. You continued forward, following them on the Elder Lift until they finally made it to the Mountainspeaker's hovel, where you just barely were able to make it into the door before Valtor closed it. You then listened to a conversation between Valtor and Sabrina, the Mountainspeaker, where you started to think that Valtor might not be the bad guy that everybody was thinking of at first. It seemed that he was trusting of you guys to a certain extent, though very honestly thinking that some of you were assholes, mainly one person. But You then heard the Mountainspeaker speak of possibly re-entering the temple, entering the library, and hoping to find books and or journals that would help inform her of what might be happening in Moonshade. And at that, Sorsha, you decided to change back into your human form. And that is where we're starting tonight, where both Voltor and Sabrina stand there in shock and awe as you turn back into your human form, and they look at you with this surprise. Then Voltor, I told you to keep out of this place. The Mountainspeaker, Sabrina, has already, and he gets cut off as Sabrina says, Voltor, please, allow me to speak to this one. And Voltor kind of looks back and forth between the two of you. Fine. He goes over to one of the chairs nearby, and she just looks at you. Please. Referencing over to the table to sit. You say that you have something that could help us.
First and foremost, it is an honor to meet you. And I'm very sorry that this is how we must meet. But I fear that in your secrecy, it has alienated my group just a little bit when they are assets. And I needed to know that Voltar had good intentions.
You just hear a grunt from Voltor. She just looks over to him. Not many know that something deeply wrong is happening here. There are few, but I've been doing my best to keep people from panicking. But I feel that my reach is slowly waning.
And I think that is understandable. After what we have witnessed, what my comrade has experienced, that makes absolute sense as a leader.
What did they experience? I haven't found any piece of information that tells me what this might be or what plague has come down on my town. Any information would help.
Well, I have gathered a lot of books, including the journal from... Oh, shit, what's it called? Sorry.
The Temple of the Seeker.
Devan doesn't remember. Yeah, Temple of the Seeker. We decided to pull as many things as possible, and I do have the journal of the head priest. And I am happy to share this with you, and there seems to be not a curse, but an entity.
Something is doing this?
Something is doing this. And whoever is under it, who hears the music and gives in, sees the entity. But as soon as it is gone, they forget. And if someone is taken by this entity, they are forgotten.
And you see like something like click, like a light bulb. Oh my god. Stay here. And she goes to a doorway where you see vines and leaves creating a almost like a curtain into another room. She passes through that. A few minutes go by. She comes out and she has this parchment that is written in almost the writings of a mad person. Just, they're watching, stop forgetting, open your eyes. Many different sayings, and they're all overlapping each other to make it this scrambled up puzzle of sorts to even understand exactly what it's saying. And she places it on the table and says, "These are notes that I just find when I wake up. That is my handwriting. This whole time, I've just been overlooking it. Like it's something that I do, but I can't remember. And this is like an every morning thing. If there is something that is keeping us from remembering people, that would explain a lot.
Do you know of anything that could do this?
No. I've been searching all sorts of tomes about anything. I looked at, with the rumors of the temple being haunted, I looked at different sorts of undead, ghosts, anything that could possess. I didn't find anything. I don't know.
So this symbol, and I'll point to the parchment that has like the writing from.
Yeah.
I did not do a good job of like
Tyrol, you're good.
Tyrol, thank you. That we had given to Voltor about Tyrol. This symbol right here, it means nothing to you.
No.
Well, I did grab a lot from the library, and I'm more than happy to share them with you. But I
Please.
do have a stipulation. You
What
need
is
to
it?
let us in. That I want to make this my home. And my friends are very good. They have a particular set of skills that will become useful for their tribe. But they don't do well with being shut out. They have fought Strahd, and they will continue to fight Strahd. And you want them on your side.
You fought Strahd.
A couple of times. I didn't say we won, but we also didn't lose. But you just let us in, and I promise that we'll give you all of the things that we find, and we will be a valuable resource. And then I'll look at Volter, and I'll be like, and that includes Arxes. That is one person that you want on your team, and I suggest trying to get along with him just a little bit.
He just kind of looks over.
Yes, you are very similar, you two.
Do a persuasion check.
Can I get advantage at least? Because
I have a low DC.
Okay. I don't think that helps me at all.
You got this.
God, I have no charisma. What was I thinking?
You got this.
Yay.
That was
Hello,
the DC.
Oh,
That was the DC. 10.
Go.
So she just... Baltor, please stop hounding them. These are the people that are going to help us try and figure this out.
And I'm going to look at Volter again. Not to say that you should take all of the shit from Arxes, but if you can get along with him, he's a very good asset. Just so you know.
I would hope so.
I know so. That's why I told you. Why are we having this conversation? I already said.
He kind of just ignores what you say, looking to Sabrina and says, I understand that you want to bring these people in and give them access. I fear for our people's protection. But in the end, I am only the advisor, and you are the Mountainspeaker, so I will heed to whatever you say. He just looks at him. Good. Well then, the journals? The books? Are they
Yes,
still in the library, or...
they are kept safe.
Okay.
We can, how about we bring them to you tomorrow? Would that do?
Understood. Is there anything that we can do to help any of you in the meantime?
So there's this thing called the a smithy, a smith. It's not a person. It's like where you like do stuff with metal and whatnot. Do we have an area that we can do something like that?
I know what the smithy is. We don't have one here, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that is okay. I just figured I would ask. We also probably, do you have a laboratory? And I sounded like Dexter.
We have alchemical supplies, if that is what you're looking for. Not many. There aren't a lot of people here that deal with that. You can find it at, actually, where your mother is staying, the Nature's Nook.
Nature's Nook.
It's in the web. You probably know where it is.
But other than that, we just ask to be in the loop because we are here to help and we want to help.
Yes.
And just tell us what you need from us too.
I want to explain a little. I wasn't keeping you out of the loop in the sense of wanting to do everything myself or anything like that. Baltor and I have agreed that I am the only one. I'm the only speaker of the Fanes. And me showing my cards and making myself vulnerable is not good for the town. So, though I may not be the one that comes to collect the journals, or I may not be the one to come and speak to each of you about what has been happening, Baltor is as much me as I am. He is my representation in all of the town, and I deeply respect and appreciate his work. I hope that each of you will. I'm sure he has shown himself to be prickly, but I hope that you guys can come to trust him as much as I have.
Well, in terms of his job, that makes very much sense. And we are happy. I shouldn't say we are. I'll probably say I am very happy to answer questions, help how we can. And we want to protect this place as much as you do. And protect you. Because you are important. As a speaker of the Fanes, I can respect that.
I do have one question for you.
Yes?
Where did you get that spear?
Oh, Sorsha's like having a really big internal debate on whether or not I want to tell her how I did that. Jonny, can you remind me the name of my village or my clan? I don't even think that we named it.
It didn't have a name. Yeah, it was more, I mean, these Force folks didn't really need to name anything. They were just a group of foresty people that lived together. Yeah.
Well, the story is short and gruesome, but our clan was a believer of Strahd. And my father was the leader. And he decided that he wanted to sacrifice me and my mother. And in order to protect her, what was it called? Jonny, Stop trying to like jog my memory with everything. What was it called? It was. Let me look through my notes. I did write it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys want to talk about?
Was it the Go Feast tree?
Thank you. I literally just found it in my
Got it.
notes. Damn it. Yeah, the Golthius tree. It's by the Golthius tree. And
Yes, sir,
this.
That was one of the communities that I lived with for a small time before I came here and found these people. What was your
Yes?
father's name?
Fuck you.
Svarog. I gotcha.
Okay.
This is like the
I
reverse
should know
of when
that.
PCs are like, what's this book called?
Right,
Who's
yeah.
that NPC?
Yeah.
Who's that old little boy?
Svarog, right? Svarog?
Mhm.
Svarog. Yeah, my father's name was Svarog.
I remember him. It's hard not to remember somebody that could do the things that we can do. So then, interesting.
Well, my friends and I were there to stop him and save my mother. And I used the spear to kill him. And the spear is now my second best friend, Kavan.
Fun. Some say that he founded Moonshade.
I knew he was the champion of the Fanes.
Mhm.
And
And it seems now so are you.
so it seems. Can I do like an insight check of like reading her facial expression?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay. I have a much better thing on that one. Oh, do I do insight or perception?
Insight. That's fine.
Okay.
It looks like she's lost in thought at the moment. Something must have jogged her memory about something else, but you're not entirely sure what that might be, what it led to. As far as how she feels towards you, it seems like she's an ally, for sure.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like it's gotten any further than that at the moment, but
Mm,
you're left with thinking, okay.
well, in the morning, if Walter would like to come look at the journals, take them, I welcome it. But I would like a little bit of extra time in the morning to read them as well. If that suits you.
Would midday work then?
I think that would, yes.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. And like I said before, it is an honor to meet you. And I'm sorry that I snuck into your hut, but I felt like I had no other choice. And it won't happen again, I promise. I promise.
It is understandable. And Voltor, nothing happens based off of that. He's, of course. Well, the honor is mine to meet you. Champion of the Fanes.
Sorsha blushes uncontrollably. And I'll just stand up and do a very respectful bow. And then I will incline my head to Volter and I'll just see myself out.
You make your way out The guards pay you no mind, allowing you. They seem surprised at your presence because they're like, wait, but nevertheless, you are able to make your way back to the Temple of the Huntress. But before then, on your way over, Elvier appears and he's like, "Oh my God, did you just go inside of there? I just saw you
Did you
walk
see
out.
that?
I
You
did.
just saw that?
I was watching. I was trying to see if there was anything that happened, but then you just walked out like it was so cool.
I am so sweaty right now. It's not even funny.
Why'd you go in there? How did you?
Oh, I have my ways.
That is so cool. What did they say? And you guys just talk on the way over, regrouping with the rest of the people at the Temple of the Huntress. You have the rest of the day. It is around. You guys spent a little time in the morning, so I would say it's probably in the afternoon, early afternoon, like maybe 1, 2 o'clock. But you have the rest of the day to do whatever you would like. You all watch as Sorsha and Elvier burst through the front doors of the temple, and they seem to be like, whoa, this is so cool, oh my God. And what would you all like to do?
I imagine Arxes is in like the middle of like sharpening his sword. How did it go?
Well, and I'm just gonna hand Vaughn their finger.
I assume it went somewhat decently since I didn't get horrible messages.
I mean, that is
they
true.
didn't kill you.
Oh, like they could kill me, Katya. No, so we need to find a quiet place to talk about this. Does anyone have anything that's like we could go to a room? Is there anything we could like somehow keep this a secret?
Wiping my hands. I could always clear away some of the things in the workshop and we could work in there. The portable hole.
Oh, do we get to see her workshop? That is so exciting.
It's a pretty nice place, yeah.
You've been in it?
I think we all have it soon at this
It's
point.
very well set up.
Sorsha,
Okay,
if you'd like to join us.
Yeah.
Okay.
A formal invitation if you need that kind of thing in this environment. So yeah, I have it open there. If I had time to kill, I would have worked on potions until now. But you come down, the area is like cleaned up, sort of like hurriedly tuck a couple things away as people move down. But it is pretty neat and tidy in
It's
general.
also a little cramped for everybody to be in. But
right.
You are able to all fit in, and you have the workshop to talk.
Well, I can say the Voltaire is actually a pretty good guy. He's just trying his best. I told
That's
him
a
to be nicer
surprise.
to you, Arxes. I know. But that is something you'll both have to work on. But I met the Mountainspeaker.
So he's not an evil mastermind controlling everybody in this town and cursing them forever?
He totally seems like it, I'm just saying.
No, he is scared.
And he didn't kill the Mountainspeaker and is pretending to, keep that. Oh, interesting.
We were just totally wrong then.
He's so shifty, I'm just saying, like...
I don't think we were totally wrong. He is unpleasant. That remains true.
Okay.
That is, yeah. I can't argue with that at all.
His attitude just reminds me of Strahd, and it makes me want to kill him. I don't know. That's just me.
Just if you just give him like 5 more tries, maybe he'll grow on you. But I told him to
There's
be
a
nice.
lot of tries.
I'll give him 2 just for you.
Oh, that I appreciate. I'll take it. Well, the Mountainspeaker is experiencing the same things that the head priest did.
Losing memory.
When she's asleep, she sees things. And she wrote down that they cannot forget, they're always watching. And it seems to be the same thing that it is in the journal.
And no one else has had these sort of nighttime wanderings or maybe moments of lucidity that we know of?
Not that I know of. They may not be aware of it either.
So is this something that's intentionally targeting maybe the leaders? But Voltaire hasn't said anything.
No, he has not. Yeah.
It seems just anybody. I mean, yeah.
Why would it target Carezza?
A lift operator is not a leader.
True.
Important job, nonetheless. But
That might be it. They are people who have important jobs or positions that make the area valuable.
I just wonder, did Carezza maybe have these moments of, because if these notes say what you said, obviously the speaker had some moment in her resting state that she remembered what was going on. I'm wondering if Carezza also had something similar when she was asleep. We just saw her enchanted.
Wasn't really sleeping, right? From our understanding, she was constantly working.
Unless she stayed up to not see the things.
To avoid it, unknowingly.
It might be good to visit her. Because, she did go home to rest. So maybe a couple of us should go and do that. The Mountainspeaker did ask for all the journals and things that we got from the library, and I would like to look over them.
Well, I've got them stored right here where we tuck them away, sort of pulling them off from one of the retracted shelves that we tuck them into, lay them out on one of the side workspaces.
Is Elvir went in with us as well, I would assume.
Elvir would be there if you wanted him to be there. Otherwise, he would be keeping watch, but...
Yeah, he's in there too. I think that Elvir and I should get through these as much as possible, but I would like to have one other person with us just to read aloud and analyze what is being said there as well.
I'm
not, not good at that, so.
Well, it depends. I get, what are you looking for? We also have to consider whether or not we might have the aptitude. There are some of us who have clearly started to become affected. And I look at very intentionally Katya, Vaughn, and Arxes. Does it make a difference? Would it be useful to have someone who's been affected listening, or would you prefer somebody who knows more about the arcane?
That's a good question.
Both, which would be me, I suppose.
That is true. I'm going to let you all decide, because I think we'll be reading it out loud, and I think that we should just analyze it together. But whoever thinks that they could get the best knowledge out of it, maybe that would work.
None of us can speak the language or read the language.
We would be saying it as we read it, or at least when we find important parts, we would say it, that way.
Sure.
Or someone that could take notes at the same time, and we can read it out in common, and then you guys could also have written documentation of what we're saying that could be important. A translation, if you will.
I could do that.
Having a translation would be important, especially if we are to give the journals away again, so we know the content that is within.
I can read, but I can't write, so.
It would take a long time, that's all I'm saying.
At least a Cliff's Notes version of it.
Maybe we could just focus on the journals.
Or start from, sorry, that's not my accent at all. Or start from I'm doing one of theirs. Or start from the back of the books. I assume the most dire information would be toward the end.
I agree.
No need to learn about their third birthday.
I don't know what the birthday is.
It's
that is honestly shocking.
Every year when you celebrate being alive.
Yeah, on the day you were born.
Oh, we are going to
we're going to just pick a day, and it's going to be our birthday. Don't worry, Sorsha.
Why not? Why not today?
Sure. The day is your birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Sorsha.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh no! What do I do?
You just bask in all the glory that we give you. You are so awesome.
You guys.
Yeah, you're
Get to
the
see this.
most druidist person I've ever met.
Hey, we're getting there. Good job. Over here, come and pat you on the shoulder.
Well, in that case, I want to spend my birthday reading, I guess.
We can test this theory of targets right now if we want. There's still someone here from the leader of the Huntress Temple is still here, correct? Is Claudia? Is that her name?
Claudia,
Correct?
yeah.
What? Elvie, could you go? Never mind, I'll do it. And I like climb up, and I just sort of stick my head out into the main room. Do I see Claudia?
Claudia's still there, yeah. And a few other people that you haven't met yet, including Cole. Cole is there, but it seems like he's kind of like brushing some food off of his shirt, standing up and going to talk to Claudia, seeming like he's about to leave. But, yeah.
I sort of breathe. I'm sorry. We were just talking. It's not, of course, not your fault, but we've been having some trouble sleeping, and we weren't sure if it maybe was the altitude of the tree, maybe the beds. Is that normal? Do you have any issues with your sleep?
Yeah, I don't have any issues with my sleep, says Claudia. I sleep like a rock. And looks over to Cole. Cole kind of freezes a little bit. No, usually I'm pretty good. And you see a nosebleed.
Well,
sorry.
it must just be us land folk not dealing too well with being up in the canopy. Well, no worries then.
Okay.
And I go back into the room. Well, it doesn't seem to be targeting anyone specific. Cole is not, no offense, he's not particularly important, is he?
He was just the one that we saved at the bottom. He seems like a hunter. A dumb one, but... I mean, who would try to take on those wolves alone, you know?
I mean,
I just don't.
I'm just saying. But, that's beside the point.
He, when I asked, Claudia did not seem... I mean, I don't know. She seems a relatively straightforward woman, so I don't know why she would lie. But Cole definitely shown the symptoms of being affected. And if she's the leader and he's not, and then it's really not intentional.
I go out there, do my thing. I mean, probably wouldn't be the best idea.
No, I can't quite get my head around something. The fact that it seems that you are enchanted, and then when the enchantment is purged by the protection from good and evil, that is when you start to have... Katya, that is when you had your... I don't know what to describe it as.
That was when I could see, detect whatever it was, but I can't even remember it now. It's gone.
I mean, if I may have a theory,
by all means.
It seems as though, given the evidence of the music that we hear or that we heard, and it kind of being just there but not, it tells me that it's probably in our subconscious. And when our subconscious becomes more prominent, as in when we sleep,
Or meditate.
It seems to awaken it or bring it forward.
Arxes, you said... Sorry, go ahead, finish.
That's it.
Arxes, you said you couldn't remember the names from the journals.
Mm-mm. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Jonny. I know them now that I've been...
Well, I mean, now that you've seen them in the journal, yeah, you would know them now. But you had seen them, forgotten about them, and then now, yes, you are able to recognize it again.
They went away after I, went under, so to speak. But I know them now.
But Katya and Vaughn, you both remembered those names, correct?
Yes.
To be fair, they did find the names after they were inflicted, so we have no way of knowing if it affected them.
True, I guess. It seems that you, because you gave in to whatever this enchantment have gone deeper, and the only other people we know have, I guess everyone's forgotten people, but just can't quite get my mind around it.
Go to sleep. And you could study me. See what I do. Did the Mountainspeaker say she moved around? Did she say that she just dreamed, or was it sleepwalking?
Sorsha. Did the Mountainspeaker say that she moved around when she was sleeping? Or she just wrote it down?
That's actually a really good question. I don't think she did.
She didn't. She just basically was like, oh my god, this is what I woke up to these notes. She didn't really say that she like moved around or anything like that, but yeah.
I don't think that she moved at all, other than writing her experiences.
Here's my theory again. When a person sleeps, I don't think they sleep.
What do you think they do?
If she's writing down things that she doesn't remember, either one of two things that happened. Either she did sleep and it was normal and those people were just taken at some point and thus forgotten. And she looked at notes of them and then it's like, who's that person? Or in her sleep, she was aware of what was happening to them. And thus tried to make herself remember by writing those notes so that the waking version of her is aware. The theories. I'm not the smartest, but I've done this a lot. Either way, I could go to sleep and we can test it.
One thing's for certain, we're taking watch.
You have full permission to kill me if I start trying to attack everybody. It would take all of you, I'm sure.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, I agree.
If it comes down to you trying to kill me or, I don't know, run amok, I will just let you run amok.
I respect that, yeah. But seriously, I don't want to hurt anybody. At least knock me out.
Well,
Right.
Or wake you up.
Are we doing this now?
I mean, yeah, I can go to sleep whenever I want to.
It just passes out.
Yeah. It's something. It's a trick my dad taught me when he was teaching me about adventuring and whatnot.
A dad ability.
Yeah.
Well, if you're ready to rest, I guess we can take shifts. In terms of resting, I would say at least Katya, Vaughn, and Arxes shouldn't rest unattended.
I can take one of the watches. I mean, I know that Sorsha and I are going to be working on the journals, but we'll be awake.
Yeah.
That is true.
I can write down the translation while we're watching him, if you want.
Sure. Yeah, that's good work. And whenever any of you sleep, Sorsha and I can kind of take turns in sleeping and, figure out, that way one of us is at least working all at the time. So then where are we going to be doing this translation? Here in the workshop?
Where do you think it would be best?
I guess this would be the best place to do it. I mean, it's, secluded. We can work on it. And I don't think we can really do it in the main hall.
No. And I think that this is information that we need to keep close to the chest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't want to invade your space, Beatrice. We could do this in a room if you don't want us here.
Oh, that is true. Yes, of
that
course.
works, yeah.
We can hop out.
That way, if you want to work on, anything, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Let's do that. That way you can work on whatever you need to work on. Okay. And
Very
he grabs like a big thing of books.
She's like, shit,
Beatrice,
don't
I
stay,
wanna
don't
say
stay.
anything. Yeah, Arxes will walk out and go
Okay.
to the nearest bed in whatever room we're doing this in.
Sure.
Yeah. So we can all sit at the desk of the same room that Arxes is sleeping in, and
Sounds
and
good.
just do this.
Okay.
It could be in my room since the portable hole is like in
Oh,
my
true.
room. So we could just all be in the same room, but I'm like in the
Yeah.
extended
Right, we
downstairs.
just don't have
Yeah.
to
That's
clog
awesome.
up your workshop.
You could like put it on the walls so it's like an extended room in general and just like
Yeah.
walk
Yeah.
in. And just that'd be cool.
The
Okay.
extra dimensional basement. Yeah, I love it.
So,
So who's all sleeping at the same time and who's staying awake?
yes, that was my next question. So Arxes is obviously sleeping. Anyone else?
How many shifts do we have to do for
Yeah,
long
that's the
rest?
question. Yeah.
Three. It's 3 shifts. But I mean, you guys are sleeping for most likely an extended period of time. It is like 2-ish at around this time. So
I mean, do we want to be up at night and
Unless you want
wander
to
the
do
town
that.
to see if there are other people doing
that could be
things? Like if we don't have a reaction, maybe other people in town possibly are.
I guess we could just go spy in people's houses.
I mean, if we're relatively more liked, maybe that won't go horribly for us.
They're not wrong.
Also, maybe people aren't staying in the homes. They might be wandering about.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I think it's an excellent idea.
I need to stay here to read.
I can stay here as well.
Mm.
But yeah, once we all sleep and everything, we can go out and kind of see what the scene is.
Or Sorsha, I can continue working. I don't know if you guys will be out for very long. I can continue working if you want to go with them.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah.
I'll stay and do the writing.
Well,
So-
Katya, I can do it. I don't want you guys to, split up just because of the journals. I can keep working while you guys are off. But you're welcome to stay. I'm just
whatever works. I don't.
I'm only saying that, whatever you need. Don't I can continue working is what I'm saying.
This is very.
Is it weird that I want to do an insight check on the love of
You
my
can
life?
Go for it, yeah.
It's
I want to do an
so
inside check on
complicated.
Jonny.
This is not the DM talking. It's just in general he would be like, well, you don't have to split up if you guys are going out, especially if it's dangerous. I guess it is kind of the DM thought, but like it's also it makes sense. He's
I
just
love
looking
splitting
out
the
for
party.
y'all. He's just looking out for y'all. That's really what he's doing.
Fantastic.
So if you guys
God,
want
I
to
love
stay,
you.
obviously
Bye,
he's
bye,
welcome
bye,
in
bye.
it, but like if not, then
Yeah, I'll go.
okay. So
Well, we might as well begin resting in shifts then.
okay. Who is taking the first, not watch, but first shift of sleeping?
I guess I'll start
Okay.
alongside Arxes, yeah.
Sure. Beatrice and
I think Arxes is
Arxes.
probably already out at this, like during
Yeah,
all
Arxes
that talking.
He like laid down on the floor in full armor. He's
Yep, just
he's
out.
snoring. He's gone.
Both of you do a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. We don't get that bonus because I'm unconscious.
I want to see if Flash of Genius still applies.
You have to be conscious to do it?
Yeah.
When you are a creature you can see within 30 feet of you.
So for the
Probably not.
24.
Okay.
See?
Wisdom
Sleep with your
save?
eyes open.
I mean, you can see
I guess
inside
it
of yourself.
technically works, but like I would say that it's like not really applicable to this situation. One, you're unconscious.
Right.
But two, I think that's the main thing is that you're unconscious. So you can't like consciously pick, I'm gonna use
Right.
this, So I would say no.
yeah, do you have reactions
awesome.
while you're asleep? Probably not.
24 on Arxes. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I got that.
Oh, hell
baby.
yeah.
Natural
22.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm
Dang.
doing great.
Both of you awaken.
Oh, doing okay.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Could I have, before I slept, I know this has been 30 seconds, but I feel like she would have thought about it before going to bed.
Mhm.
Could I have taken, done the trick? I have thieves' tools. I'm a proficient in thieves' tools. So I could have taken, a bit of twine or something and, laying it across, my arms or my legs or my feet to see if it shifts.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And you have alarm,
Yeah.
don't you?
I do, but not prepared. Oh,
Sure,
can I
I think it's a
ritual cast
ritual.
it even
Yeah.
if it's? Can I ritual cast it even if it's not prepared though?
I think
I
so.
forget.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I know wizards can do that. I can't remember if artificers can. I feel like
Okay.
you can, but
Well, then I will. Regardless, I will essentially take the same tiny
Pretty much
bell
doing
and
the same
piece of
thing,
fine
yeah.
wire and like essentially fasten it so that it will only trigger if I was to like stand up and move around because I know
Sure.
I'm not a sleepwalker. So
if the spell has a ritual tag and you have the spell prepared, so no, you cannot.
Okay. But I still have like
but-
stuff I could.
Yeah, you have
like,
the manual
do it
stuff rather than
practically.
the magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go off. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know Beatrice's sleeping pattern and if she's a side sleeper or whatever. So
I
it
think
doesn't.
she has practiced to sleep very still, like a debutante.
Sure. Okay.
Doesn't move.
Doesn't move. Doesn't seem to, jingle or anything like that. But yeah, you both awaken. Doesn't seem there was any issue.
Is that like we got a long rest, or are we just taking a?
Well, you guys are, I guess. Oh yeah, you're not doing a short rest. It's more of a long rest. Are you two going to be waking up to do your watch at all?
Us?
Yeah,
I'm
Beatrice
happy to
and
do a
Arxes.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you guys are waking up for your watch. During that time, is there anything that y'all would like to do? I know that Sorsha and Elvir and Katya are working on. I don't know if Vaughn is included in this or not.
I'll assist.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then,
Oh,
I guess for this,
Do
it's not
2
really
books
that
once.
difficult. It's really not that difficult. So I'm not going to
Busy
ask for a
work.
check, but you guys do quite a bit during that time. Maybe an intelligence check. Somebody do
Like what
A-
kind of check?
just a
Like an
regular
Arcana check?
intelligence.
Like a non-Arcana check? You sure non-Arcana check?
Like
It's not an Arcana.
Like an
athletics.
Arcana check?
You
Like
know
an
what,
Arcana?
do just an intelligence check.
How about an Arcana check?
How about that? Now, with advantage, of course, because
How about athletics? Because it's like
writing and
really
using your
hard,
muscles.
writing
Yeah.
that long.
Who's making me
21.
this?
I don't know why I was even worried.
So a 10.
Oh, I did
That's fine.
athletics.
You guys do a good amount of work.
Stupid.
Yeah.
17.
Nothing crazy, but nothing
Just, I'm just
terrible.
rolling.
Yeah, you do a good enough job. Arxes and Beatrice awaken for their watch. Is anybody gonna go to sleep now?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I'll take a nap.
Okay. Sorsha and Vaughn and
I'll keep going with Elvir.
cool.
A while longer.
Well, I guess.
I think
Well,
it's got to be like one person that's got
Oh,
the thing
shit.
and then one person that doesn't asleep at the same
Yeah.
time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sorsha and Vaughn, go ahead and do a wisdom saving throw.
I'm dying. Give me a second.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you get +5.
Oh, right. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So they both got a +5. Here's a question: can I use Flash of Genius and give it to
Right.
Sorsha?
So they both get a +5, so that's a 18
Okay.
for Sorsha, and then 21 for Vaughn. You still want to use the Flash of Genius?
I guess I can if I
If
can.
you
I
would
tell
like.
that it's happening.
Oh well, no, it's not really like a moment, so I guess it still doesn't really
Yeah, I'm not. It says when
apply to this.
I leave it to your discretion. It says when you or another
Are you-
creature you can see makes an ability check or saving
Yo,
throw,
Becca, you good?
you can use your reaction.
Are you good?
Perfect.
What is happening? Oh,
Looks like a demon. I love it so
Love
much.
That face was
I'm
perfect.
fine. This is normal.
Everything's okay.
nothing
This
to
is
see
more of like
here.
an over time thing. I guess it's not really like a one moment. It's just one roll to make it easier. So I would say probably Flash of Genius doesn't apply, but the aura does because that's like an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it just happens. I don't think about it.
Nothing happens for either of you. So then it brings
I'm
us to
tempted.
the last part of this
Ask if I have
watch.
disadvantage.
You do not.
Can I?
I mean, If you want to give into it.
No, it's done.
Okay.
No. That's not what I said.
All right.
I don't want to give into it. I just wanted to roll poorly.
Sure. I get you. It makes it more
I
spicy.
was actually hoping I got a nat 1 on it when I did it.
I get it.
Yeah.
Just
Why do
wait,
you want
y'all.
to
We
give
still
your
have-
toes?
we still
My
have
bad
chances.
suits.
Well, the goal is to see what's going on, so I wish I'd failed.
I think it
You
would
don't
be
get
very
to-
in character for me to not sleep well.
Yeah.
Staring
It's up
into
to
the sun
you.
does not help you understand the nature of light. It just gives you blind
doesn't?
spots.
I
Damn
have
it.
blind sight, so I don't need to. I don't need
Hell yeah.
to see. You know,
Okay.
anything within 10 feet of me, I got it.
During that sleeping bout for Sorsha and Vaughn, I guess, yeah. During that sleeping bout, is there anything that you would all like to do?
Arxes has put on like glasses, and he's helping. He's
Okay.
helping with the note taking.
We would communicate that nothing happened to either of them while they were asleep. Everything's just totally normal.
Okay.
Several hours.
I'll work on potions, which I'll check in with you after the game about
Sure.
tallying up time.
During which, go ahead and just do one of your alchemist checks, and then
Sure.
go with that. And so, your watch is
Natural 20,
Jesus
33.
fucking Christ! Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
All right.
Gosh. So
Good
cool.
lord.
Wow.
Can I try to fashion these bullets?
You know, she has a workshop. I would imagine
do.
that she would have. I didn't even think about that until now. You would
I have a
have
mini
like a small smelter. Yeah, I would
Yeah, I
imagine
do.
so.
No.
Okay, yeah, sure. So then go ahead and do a
I got
blacksmith
the
tool.
Smith's tools.
Yeah, go ahead and do a smith tools check.
We're like asleep and we just hear like the ting ting of like the blacksmith.
Right. Well, I mean, it's in the workshop,
Was
so I
that-
think it's a little bit. You guys
Could
could
be
like
muddled.
close it.
Muffled
Yeah.
or
His
something.
like
That was-
hair's down. Like instead
Hell
of the
yeah.
half up style, then his
Hell
like
yeah.
hair's down.
Oh, calm
He's like
down.
sweaty.
Got some good music in the
Relax.
background, just playing in Arxes' head.
He's wearing a tank top.
Hell yeah.
Beatrice comes in every once in a while. I was like, "Did you need anything at all?"
Wipes the sweat. I'm good.
So,
Yeah.
a 17 is a good enough check to definitely just smelt it down. I would say that Beatrice would have like a bullet making thing too, because I mean, shit, you use them. So,
I literally make them.
yeah, I would say that you're able to change those +1 sling bullets into literal bullets that you can use. So, Beatrice, you now have, I think it was 10 bullets that you have +1 on. That's cool.
Oh, nothing.
And then Beatrice, of course, you have 2 successes on your checks. So go ahead and just put down 2 tally marks on whatever, and we'll figure out the timing
I
a little
thought
bit
I
more.
was counting hours.
Right, you did. You had a flash of genius in this part, so you have like twice as many hours.
Okay, so what was this?
That would
4
be
hours?
like 4
2
hours,
hours?
I guess.
4 hours total.
For the final bit of resting.
Oh my god, my eyes are going to fall out of my skull.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, if I look at any more words.
Yeah,
tonight's
I'll
I'm
tell
done.
Sorsha what we
I'm done.
did.
No, we did good.
Sorsha!
This is enough. She can take it from here. I'm
Ow,
done.
ow.
We've done as much as we can. Maybe you can
This is
work
a-
with
Go
Vaughn.
to bed. Go to bed, my
yeah,
love.
we're gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
Good. Oh, he's about to sleep and he gets back up. Oh, of course. He comes up, kisses you on the forehead, and then just goes back to sleep.
Adorable.
So now,
It just like curls up in a corner like a cat and fucking passes out.
go ahead and do a wisdom save.
Here we go, y'all. 15?
15.
20, I guess.
You get a +5.
25.
Dirty
or
20.
However,
Uh-oh.
you
Ruh-roh.
have not only failed the last one, but you also failed and had seen such things. So DC is a little higher this time.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Is it
no.
higher?
Katya.
20. This is good because we want to know what happens.
Yeah.
Katya.
I is not thrilled about this, but
I feel so bad. God damn.
She has not had the mental
Roll-
fortitude for anything.
Roll a D6.
god damn, this is at least the third thing that's fucked with my sleep
Ugh.
so far.
Oh my gosh.
2. Maybe 4th. I can't remember.
Yeah, neither can she, so that's okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Beatrice
Okay.
make me some melatonin so I don't have to deal with this shit.
And
You all see Katya stand out from her bed. She seems very out of it, but she looks like she's awake. So at first you think maybe she's just, getting up to do something or forgot something. But then she starts walking towards the door without saying a word, without acknowledging anybody. She continues walking.
Katya?
Oh, I'm following.
Yeah.
Also,
I was gonna with my notebook. Like,
I've armored back up also in this
I'm
time.
like mid. Do you think it's okay? Put some things. Tuck it away.
start
Shuffle
cleaning
up.
up a little bit.
So
You like just got it up to a boil too.
Bringing my like beaker back
I
down.
love it. So Katya makes it, and it is like, it's nighttime. It's like 10 o'clock. People are asleep. Claudia is not present. And Katya continues walking out of the temple.
Well, I don't think she has a bow in town, so I think
Oh,
we should probably follow.
I mean, if she did have a bow, she would tell me. I am a restaurant.
So who is following?
A bartender was
Yeah.
giving me some looks.
Everyone
mean,
that's awake.
I think all of us, we kind of just left Elvier and was like, you
Yeah,
seem like you're fine.
Is everyone awake, or would some of us have been
everybody else-
asleep
Elvier's
again?
still asleep.
Yeah. It was Katya and Elvier who were sleeping this
I
time.
think we're the
so
only
it's-
people left. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I will follow to the door of. I'm like, should I come with? Do we all want to go, or do we want somebody to stay? What if the other one wakes up?
I mean, Elvir can take care of himself. Are you all comfortable with Elvir staying in your laboratory? That is the most important thing. That
He's not
I'm
sleeping
sure
in the
he-
laboratory. He's sleeping in the bed that's outside of the laboratory. In
Oh,
your
he's
room.
fine.
Because you guys are all in, like, I would imagine Sorsha's room or Beatrice's room. Right, Beatrice's room. She has
Yeah.
a workshop to the side. You guys are kind of reading at the desk, and then people are just taking turns sleeping.
I mean, are you comfortable leaving here? He should be fine. I think he's okay.
Oh, all right. And I gather up the portable hole, fold it, put it in pocket, hustle after.
Wait, did Elvir do a wisdom save?
He
He
did.
did.
He did.
Oh,
Yeah, he got that +5. You know?
We need like inside
Then
check
he
on
does.
how's he sleeping.
He was good.
yeah. I'll check. I'll check
He-
on him before we
he
go.
gets up and
Okay.
walks the other way after we've all left.
Go
It
ahead
turns out he's
and
the-
Oh, shit.
do, I guess, a insight or perception.
Okay.
Insight, I feel like, fits better, but perception
Oh
works
no,
too.
I have
That
a
works.
+8. We're
That's
doing
fine.
perception.
Cool.
Oh, so yeah, good.
12. Katya leaves, and you're quickly following, and oh, right. You make your way back. Elvir seems to be sleeping well. So,
Right. I'll kiss him and then go.
okay. You begin following Katya. Katya walks down the domain, and it's almost like you're scared that she might somehow walk off of the branch, but you're also very interested in where she's going.
If a feather fall ready at any moment.
Sure. She's walking, and it doesn't seem like she's really, like, groggy by any means. It seems like she's relatively alert. Begins walking and keeps going towards the center of the tree.
Is anyone else out here?
Do a perception check.
No.
Can I help? Because I was kind
Sure.
of thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
I'd
you
rather
can do it
assist
with it.
you. I'm not
Okay,
very
so then go ahead and
perceptive.
do advantage,
okay.
Sorsha.
Squinting, like
Yeah.
using the sight of
It
my
is.
gun.
Oh, it's also very dark here. So, 22. Looking around, you don't see many people out. You know, every once in a while somebody's outside, like, fixing something up just before going to bed or something like that. But as you get closer to the central town square type area, you start to see a few people just kind of walking around and not really acknowledging each other, just walking.
In
Katya.
the same direction?
No, they seem to be kind of just walking about in their own directions, but around the town square.
Okay.
Katya, go ahead and do another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
This
Do
time
good.
I am leaving it to Arxes to decide whether or not he is within 10 feet of Katya or not.
I feel like Arxes is right behind. Like, not like
Okay.
right behind, but close enough.
Like enough to where
I'm-
in the
Yeah.
aura.
I can do 30 feet as well. I can do a flash of genius on you.
Would you like to use it?
Mm,
See, but this... I feel like
Yeah,
this
do I
effect
know?
is... I mean, you know that something is happening, but I guess, it could work. I guess it could work, because this is more of like a trying to get her out of it in one instant, like, I'm going to help you try and get out of this right now. So I guess it does apply, if you would like for it to apply. Or would you
Okay.
like to just continue watching if she fails?
I feel like we're already in this far. We should let it go.
yeah, I
a
think
little
I'm just
longer.
gonna let it
Okay.
roll. I'm gonna let
Mine
it
is
roll.
involuntary, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no control over it.
You watch as Katya makes her way towards the Elder Lift, and you see a small gathering of people there, waiting. You see the lift coming up and transporting people, and the people on there, not Gwyneth and Kale, but other ones that seem to know how to operate this lift, not talking to anybody either. And I mean, this is only like a small group, maybe like 5, including Katya. But it's enough to where it's alarming. They go down.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, any of them we recognize? Like, is there Careza or
Perez is not
Kale?
there.
Okay.
Kale is not there. Gwyneth is not there. Valtor or Serena. Nobody that
Okay.
you've really seen yet.
Okay.
The lift begins to descend.
Are we on it? Is Katya on it?
Katya has walked onto it, and it is up to each of you whether or not you want to get on it.
Oh, no,
Yes,
yeah, we're
yeah.
definitely getting on.
We have to
Okay.
get on that.
You have to.
I do not like this.
She continues
No, I
going
didn't like
down
either.
until she makes it to the Seeker, or not the Seeker, the Journey. Goes down just one level. And then on the town square circular platform, you see a few other people walking around. And it just seems like they're aimlessly walking around this circular platform. And the rest of the people on the lift continue following in suit.
Like they get off of the platform onto this level.
They get off the
Okay.
platform, except for the 2 people operating it.
Is it like they're like mimicking like being a town, like being townsfolk? Like, are they like walking up to like out of like stalls that are closed or stuff like that, and like like at night pretending like they're just normal?
Do an insight
Sounds-
check. It's not a high DC, but we'll see if Vaughn can spot it.
Well, it's not super
13.
insightful.
Cool. Yeah. It doesn't seem like they're trying to enact their townsfolky stuff.
Mhm.
Very clearly, they're not interacting with anybody else, and they're kind of just aimlessly walking. And it seems like they're looking for something.
Can I like stick my hand out in front of one of them and like do a
Nothing happens.
long arm? Nothing.
I want to send Cosette over and have her like do like a little bite, like not even like a hit point of damage, but just like something like painful that would like pinch someone awake.
You see this person, just female, has black curly hair, and it seems like she has gotten up from her bed and just the hair is in front of her. You can see just barely her eyes piercing through it, staring into the distance of something. And as Cosette lands on her shoulder and gives a little pinch. Huh.
Does she seem awake?
She seems awake now. It's different than what she was doing before. It seemed she was staring just straight and walking. And then now it seems like she just begins looking around and feels lost. Looks over to you and sees everybody else.
I sort of like wave a hand for her to come like over to us.
She comes over. Hi, what's going on?
I think you were sleepwalking.
Oh.
Do you remember anything?
No, No. Huh. Okay.
Not super concerned about it. All right.
Well, I should be getting home. Thank you so much, for letting me know. Good night. And she just begins walking back towards the journey branch.
So should we even have to wake all these people up, or we have to follow them to whatever they're doing?
Katya.
The downside.
Another wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
Continue access.
Devan.
The downside of that is that they may perish if we just follow them. The good side of that is that we'll know what's happening. The bad side to the other one is that we'll never know what's happening, but the good side is that we'll save all these people.
Maybe if we don't die ourselves, don't you think maybe the wisest thing is to follow as far as we can and then get Katya out and then come back to fight another day?
I'm not gonna leave these people to die.
I suppose that we can wake up as many people as possible, but Katya can defend herself relatively well, and I think that she would approve of this. I got some fuzzy balls.
What a crazy thing to say at the end of a sentence.
I'm okay with that plan.
So
As you're all standing there, you begin to see a small group of 3 people making their way up the central staircase that leads up to the door that is similar to the one up above of the Mountainspeaker Sabrina's home. They begin ascending that stairway.
The one that I saw before when I was a hummingbird. Yeah, I'll just. Do we see that, or is that just like everyone sees that?
It's just something that I would imagine that everybody would be seeing.
That is I saw that place when I was the hummingbird. It looked odd and intriguing. Maybe that's where we need to go.
Well, it seems like that's where they're going.
You see one of them kind of coming to, just looking to everybody, and as they're all ascending, just kind of puts her hands in front and then wakes up the other 2. And you just see them kind of laughing like, silly us, we're just sleepwalking. And then they begin making their way back down the stairway.
They don't go through the door.
Doesn't seem so, no.
How many people are out here, you said?
At this point, a few have kind of woken up and gone. But like, let's see. Let's roll for it. About 3 others that are visible, at least.
If they're still like asleep, I'm just gonna Eldritch blast them.
Oh my god.
Jesus. That'll kill them. That 100% is gonna murder them.
Never mind.
Blast, Mike,
even
natural
blasting.
20. Bring the tree down.
Jesus.
Fireball.
Do a
I didn't know
non-lethal
people were
Eldritch
so
blast.
weak.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
AC of like 10, 4 hit points max. Like they would die.
Commoners.
They're in
Normies
fact
are so
children.
weak.
Yeah.
We should be an adventuring party where you could be strong.
Exactly.
Okay, then I'm just gonna like tap them all on the shoulders, I guess. But you all do see
Aggressively?
Arxes'
You
eyes
continue
light
to
up,
do
and
this.
he's like,
And over time, you wake these people up, including
I'll send-
Katya, if
Katya.
you're hoping, not Katya, okay.
yeah.
Let it be.
Continuing to like kind of try and wake them up, they are awoken after a while. It seems that you trying to, nudge them awake helps in their wisdom saves, we'll say.
And also
It helps
the
them.
+5.
It helps them wake up and break out of whatever stupor they're in. And the +5. The +5 definitely helps as well. But in the end, they all seem to just kind of laugh it off, like, well, silly me. And they
It
just
happens to all. Of course, no, of course.
right, and
Just
they,
acting like it's normal.
without any other thought, make their way back, assumedly towards their home. But Katya, do one more wisdom save.
You gotta
We're all just sitting, watching her now,
just
wandering.
her.
Yeah.
Another 7.
Katya begins ascending the stairs.
Guess
Are we
we're
gonna let her
going.
go through that door or no?
Not by herself. We at least need to see what's in there. We could wake her up and one of us go look.
I agree.
I'll just
She-
blast Katya.
That
That
will
you
kill
could
her.
do.
You can take the hit. Yeah.
You can take it.
She gets closer to the front door,
What are we doing? Scampering up the stairs.
Yeah,
reaches
I mean,
up,
I assume we're still keeping at the same distance from her, like
and
30
as
feet back.
she reaches for the door, you see this cat
Oh.
jump onto Katya and pushes onto you, not hard, but similar to what we had seen earlier in the stream.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Katya, go ahead and do another wisdom save.
Oh. And I know this cat, don't I?
15
I know this
Okay.
cat. +5.
+5.
doesn't. Yep.
And then Beatrice, did you want to use your flash of genius?
No,
Okay.
we wanted to see where it went.
Okay.
It's fine. I can't blame you.
Katya, you are still in this stupor. And the cat continues to like claw at you, trying to keep you from going into this door, it seems. Until you see it turns into a person. And she just pushes you away, trying to keep you away from this door. Go ahead and do an
I'll-
athletics check, Katya.
Oh, God. This is the cat for my dreams, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
Forgot about that.
Oh, I only got a 10. Wow. Cool.
You go tumbling as she gets a natural 20, as she pushes you off and then just puts her hands up as if like, I'm not trying to do anything, but just puts her hands up.
Is Katya
Not
like
saying
falling?
anything. She,
into
oh
the
yeah,
air?
she goes
Feather
off
fall.
the staircase. She's not going off of the the tree.
Okay.
Just the stairs.
But she's like falling.
It's like 10 feet maybe.
Oh,
so it's not
screw it.
too
She'll
much.
be
It's just
fine.
like a poop.
that's the
exactly.
spirit. I'll be fine.
She'll be like
I'm
But
tough.
you're going backwards or like off the side?
Katya.
Ass
With
over
that
tea kettle. Does that wake
damage,
me up?
you wake up.
Okay.
And you just see this silent person standing on the precipice of this platform just outside of this door, just putting her hands up. And we're gonna go to
There's
break. So while we're at break, we are gonna be giving away a free copy of Plot Armor. We didn't give it away last time, so maybe this time somebody would like it. If you were interested in getting Plot Armor, we are going to be doing this giveaway, and I don't remember what the melody, that is the code word for tonight. So if you're interested in getting a free copy of that for Roll20, go ahead and join. You have to be a follower to get 1 ticket, subscribers get 2. So if you're interested, go ahead and join, and we will see you all in 15 minutes. See y'all soon.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the break. From the break, not to the break. Nobody wants plot armor? That's okay. No worries at all.
We all want to be vulnerable to real danger.
Speaking of danger,
No one likes plot armor. It's lazy writing.
So,
Ooh.
you see this person standing here with their hands up after just pushing Katya off of this platform, keeping her
Whoa.
away from this door.
What the hell is going on?
What the hell?
Where?
She changed from this giant gray tabby cat of poofy gray hair and
Would
is
I have
now
even
this
been
human form.
aware-
What's up?
Would I have even been aware that they were a cat a moment ago?
No, you were in your sleeping state, though
Okay.
you were aware in terms of your surroundings and like what was, blocking your way or anything like that. You don't remember getting here. This is just
Okay,
like
great.
you're waking up for the first time here.
Then I stand up and kind of step forward.
You have
What
a little bit of a
the-
pain in your back because you just landed ass over tea kettle right on the
You
floor.
know, I'm a little like adrenaline right now, so I don't really even notice it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Who are you?
She's not really even looking at you down at the bottom of the platform, just kind of looking at everybody up here, and doesn't acknowledge you. As you reach for your sword, she just backs up and like kind of cowers, but not really cowers, but more of like a, I'm not trying to cause any trouble.
We're not sleeping. We're not like the others.
She points to her ear.
Oh. Can I initiate my telepathic speech with it? With her?
Throws a finger.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
can use my psionic knack to do that.
Interesting. I love this idea. Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take
I
something.
don't have to give my finger. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to.
No, this is
Oh,
my
you disconnect.
this is my like rogue stuff, not my
Interesting. Okay, so
Yeah.
she's just like backing away, like pointing to her ear, and then you connect through telepathic means.
It's all right. Hello.
Kind of like gets
Oh, I
taken
know it's
back.
creepy.
And you don't hear words, more of like flashes of meaning in this, in which you are able to understand for the session.
Plot.
But what you hear is more of like emotions and feelings and symbols of words. And you just hear, Are you aware?
We're aware of there's something that we're aware that there's something that we're not necessarily aware of what it is,
See.
if that makes sense.
So she follow me. And then she kind of tries to get past each of you as she's like walking past
What is going on?
down the stairs.
I believe. Well, she's asking to follow us. She asked if we were aware, and I said that we were aware but not aware, and aware of the unawareness that we are aware of.
Oh boy. Okay.
Sorsha, what the hell happened? Why am I out here? And why does my back hurt?
Would you believe me if I told you a cat pushed you?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
she
not the
was there.
strangest thing that could have happened. Yeah. All right. And she was the cat?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I
is
think
she one of your druid friends then? You know her? Is that your mom?
I don't.
Is she?
You've met my mother.
Right, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are they like
So-
a reverse druid? Like,
Yeah.
like a cat
Alright.
that can turn into a human? Is that a thing?
You
So it
know,
worked then. The sleeping thing worked.
there's something going on. We're just we're following Van, and I think I've seen that cat in my dream.
I thought you said only you and the Mountainspeaker were able to transform.
Why
Is
my
this the
father?
Mountainspeaker?
But I mean,
This is not about the speaker.
yeah.
Obviously, she's been hiding. You guys, I think we should just follow her and hope for the best. She's been in my dreams. I think we should follow her.
All right. Let's
Fawn's just following.
see what they have to
If
say.
this leads
Sure.
us to our demise, I'm taking somebody out with me. I'm just saying.
May I get a good look at the door before we depart?
Sure.
Does it
what
have
would you like
any
to see?
Does it have any iconography? Does it match the make of all the other doors? Does it seem older? Is it overgrown? Anything like that?
It doesn't seem different than any of the other doors, or the other door of Mountainspeaker, Serena's door. Go ahead and do a perception check.
Oh, wait. I just made myself proficient. I didn't roll it.
Nice.
I was like, check mark.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that. It's way easier.
So you don't see any iconography on the door, but as you're looking around, you start to see those claw marks. Not really, no, not claw marks.
The grass?
The grass type of symbols. Yeah. You see them appearing carved into the trunk and into the ground.
Around the door.
Not around the door like this is a place. It's more of just like in certain areas. You're looking at the door, but then you spot one, and then as you're looking around, you begin to spot others.
And it's always like the same pattern of three,
Correct.
identical each time.
Mm-hmm.
I note that and I follow at the back of the group.
Okay. As this person passes you, she changes back into her gray tabby cat and begins continuing forward so that you may follow. You all follow her onto the journey branch as she kind of twists and curves around streets. Over here, there aren't many people still awake. There is one every once in a while, but they're kind of just standing, and you'd see a nosebleed. But she pays them no mind and continues forward until you come to a hovel that is built into the side of the branch. It seems like it's secured into the side of it, and the entrance is actually on the top, where she she changes back into her human form, opens up the hatch, and climbs down a small ladder. And as she gets to the bottom, she kind of waves you in which I'm supposing each of you follow.
Is this where she's leading us, where I've had dreams?
No.
Okay.
You remember the dreams leading you into where Mountainspeaker Sabrina. That
okay.
spot. Yeah.
Okay.
I leave Cosette on top of the house and
Okay.
with the instruction to come get me if anyone approaches the house as if to enter.
Okay. So you all enter this home. She quickly closes the latch behind each of you, and then you find that this home is rather small. You look around and you see two of everything. Seems that there might be another person that lives here, but she makes her way towards a small hearth where She begins a fire. And then she sits down. And then just looks towards Vaughn. And begins signing something which none of you understand, but she kind of gauges whether or not you can, and then seeing that nobody quite understands, it's like, okay. So then she starts telepathically speaking to you, Vaughn. She says, do you see it?
I have not seen it. I have heard the song a little bit in the distance.
You know that, and it's like it's like the connection to her kind of severs for a second. And your mind is muddled, and then you cut back. Do you understand?
No. There's like some weird feedback kind of going on.
If you hear it, it gets you.
I'm relaying everything that I...
I mean, yes, it's kind of what we figured out so far already, yeah.
And physical hearing seems to... Your inability to hear physically, it seems to be protecting you. Is that correct?
She kind of tries
mental.
to understand what you're saying. And then,
Vaughn,
of course, relays that. And she's, oh, okay. I can't. I know that. My wife could hear it. And I don't know, just one day she was gone. And no matter how many people I tried to talk to, nobody remembers her. So if she could hear it and I'm not affected, and I see that everyone else is affected, I think that it is just hearing. I've tried so hard. I've spoken to the forest speaker. I've spoken to the swamp speaker. They're dead. So many people are dead. I don't know what to do. But it seems that I saw that you're outsiders. You don't know who these people are. And it seems like you know something is going on. So I knew that I had to do my best to at least try to save. And then she references over to Katya.
Oh, we should do introductions. Vaughn, that's Beatrice, Katya, Arxes, Sorsha.
She goes, I'm Katarina. And she goes like this.
Katarina.
Cat. That's cat, but with a K.
That's good.
Yeah. That's her name sign that I gave her. But she's like, I'm Katarina.
What? So if I had gone into that area, I would have died?
That is where it is.
Oh.
It is inside of their home. Someone put it there. I don't know who, but it wasn't there before. And I don't know exactly when it's... Some people are lured to it when they're sleeping. And that's when it strikes.
Where does that door lead? It's not new. It wasn't created by whatever this creature is.
The forest speaker, Gregor, lived there. And the one on the web, that one is the swamp speaker. They
so
live
if it's
there.
We just gotta go there. Right?
It's not that easy. You have to find a way to prevent yourself from hearing it. If you hear it, even for a second, you forget what you're doing. That is what happened to Forest Speaker.
Where is the forest and swamp speaker?
They're dead. They were killed by whatever is in there. And nobody seems to remember them. I tried to speak to everyone, and they say that we haven't had a forest speaker or a swamp speaker in decades, but that isn't true. I spoke to them months ago.
When you speak to whoever you've spoken to, do they remember you?
They remember who I am, but they don't remember anything that it has eaten. It's painful. These people have lost their wives, their children, their family, friends, and they don't even remember them. They have things of theirs, clothes. But they don't remember.
I'm also curious. I saw it at one point, but I can't remember what it looks like now. Would it still affect me if we did that process again and I went inside? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, if you saw it, you must have not been able to hear it. And if you weren't able to hear it, if you're able to redo that, maybe.
I'm sorry, so you're saying you can only see it if you can't hear it. So
exactly. There is something that it does. I don't quite understand it. I know that it's like it is saying something or bringing music, singing, and whoever hears it forgets. Can't think of it, can't speak of it. Right. And she gets up and starts rifling through some of her things. And then she goes to Vaughn because she's talking directly to you, and she grabs a shiny object, a mirror.
Ooh.
She says, come. And she goes up the hatch and then points the mirror towards the center. You don't outright see it, but you definitely feel the anxiety. As you're looking at it, you can't see it, but you know something is there. You can
Plug
see
my ears.
Okay. Go ahead and do a wisdom save with advantage.
Okay. How big is this hovel? Is Arxes within 10 feet? 10 feet of me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great.
16. You look through it, and you see it. But once you unplug your ears, it's like it's gone. You still, it's so difficult because it's a lasting effect. It doesn't stop. So, but you do know that plugging your ears helped. You could look in that direction and see it as well.
Okay.
But once you unplug, it's gone.
And I can't even describe it anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
Should one of us who can't hear the music take a look?
That's either me or you.
You've got a lot more wisdom than I have.
I'll take a look.
Okay. You look in the mirror. Same as Vaughn. You can see something, but you can't outright see it. It's that subconscious thought. It's always there, and when you look away, looking towards the tree, you can't see anything. Looking back in the mirror, it's like this separation is enough to where you can see it, but not remember, not think about what it is.
But it's something you can see out. It's like outside of the tree.
Correct.
So I want to ask Katarina.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in Animal Farm, do you Do you see it and be able to comprehend what you're seeing?
Yes. I see it.
Fantastic.
And
Then I'll
she
just look.
says, and then Vaughn, you're not able to translate.
Oh no. Okay. I wonder. I'm going to turn into a cat. It's going to look like this one.
Oh, look at that little kitty.
Ooh.
Yeah, the devil. And I'm going to look into the mirror so that I could get a good look. But before I do that, I'm going to ask Vaughn for their finger.
Okay.
Have we haven't long rested, have we?
No.
We have not.
Oh, you can't give me the finger?
I mean, I haven't used its thing that like I can't use. I'll hand it to you. I can only speak telepathically through it.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll hand it back. I'll rip it back off.
Right. I mean, that's the point because you're just turning into a cat. You just want to be able to talk, I think, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that works. It works. Yeah.
And then I want
Also,
to
just one thing to check. Vaughn, your psychic connection, does that continue with Katarina? Even though you have the finger with her? I know they're two separate things, so I just want to double check.
They are two separate things.
Okay, so then I'm
yeah,
sure it
they're
still
two
works.
separate
That's fine.
effects.
So,
Okay.
Sorsha.
yeah, I'm gonna turn into a cat and yeah.
Change into a cat. And it doesn't seem the effect changes. It's still the same effect as if you were in your human form. You're able to see something through the mirror. Looking back towards the tree, you don't. But you're not able to grasp exactly what it is.
Okay, so I can't even like describe what I'm seeing. Good God.
What about a naturally deaf creature?
Yeah.
Like a bat?
Bats actually have excellent hearing.
Bat, yeah,
Well,
because of echolocation.
they have sonar, yeah.
Aren't there some
Or-
creatures that are naturally deaf? I think
Probably.
so. Like a worm or something? But I don't know if that would work. I don't think worms can see.
Or a fish.
Blind, yeah.
A fish here?
I feel like they
Fish have
hear
ears.
through like water. Like vibrations and stuff like
yeah,
that.
sure.
Yeah, but if you're not in water,
Squids, cuttlefish, and
Oh.
octopi.
Would the
Octopi.
music go through water?
Interesting.
Bet you didn't count on that, John.
we put all of our heads in
I
fish
did.
bowls.
I did. You guys just haven't gotten to the swamp branch,
Are we gonna-
the
are we
web.
gonna SpongeBob
shit.
this?
Bubblehead.
So, in cat form, it is the same as your human form. And she looks frustrated, like
Can I
why
go
can't
up-
you get it kind of thing. Like it is
Can I go
there.
And like pat Sorsha's cat ears flat against her.
Sure.
Oh,
Trying to give her a bit of a like muffled. Okay.
Trying to like block out sound.
Sorsha, go ahead and do a wisdom save with advantage.
+5.
+5.
and then +5. Okay. Oh wait. With advantage. I've never actually done it this way before.
Or I guess it would just be straight wisdom save, because you're only able to do it because of this. So a 15. +5.
+5.
Well over the DC. You look towards the front where the tree is. You're able to see, and now it's like visible. You look towards the tree. It is visible. You see it. But once that muffle is gone, it's gone. And as much as you may have tried to explain it to Vaughn, it just doesn't click. It's like seeing it is one thing. Talking to others about it, they just can't get it. They are still under this effect, in which case they are not able to understand what you're saying.
So I'm gonna get out of wild shape.
Okay.
And I would assume that like once I'm out even though I can't like describe the creature, I could tell them that like maybe we should do something about our hearing in order to go against the creature. Like I would remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have that understanding.
Yeah, I mean, she is, and you guys have had that understanding since the beginning of hearing this melody and understanding that this is something that is affecting your hearing, and this just confirms that. Mm-hmm. She is telling you, you are hearing something, and you shouldn't be if you're going to combat it.
It's interesting that it's physical. I assumed it was a mental... I don't know.
I thought it was too. And you all see Arxes is like ripping apart his cape. I get it. And it's going to be great. He cuts a really small piece. Not like incredibly small, but small enough that you can fit into your ear. It's a pretty thick cape too.
Okay. That was my next plan, yeah.
He's like, all right. I'm going to miss that cape. Anyway, yeah. Just put these in there, you know.
Well, you can always have Beatrice cast mending on it when you take all the pieces out.
True.
Before we do that, I want to look between Katarina and Vaughn, and then look at Katarina and be. I've been having dreams about you.
She just kind of gets taken aback by it at first. Cocks her head. She just signs. What do you mean?
In my dreams, I've been having visions. This is kind of interchangeable, but beside the point. There is a cat, and it's showing me places. And that cat is what you've been turning into, which is very rare, by the way, that you are also able to.
I was surprised that you could change into an animal. I've only seen the speakers of the Fangs do that.
I'm kind of like on their level a little bit.
Kind of a big
deal. But I am not
deal.
the speaker. No big deal. But this is a conversation that I'd like to have more of later, if you're willing.
Sure, I just want to get this done with. I was almost going to leave before I saw you. I was going to leave this town to just descend into whatever hells is taking it. But then I saw you, and I knew that you weren't from here, and I thought that maybe this would be the chance to find somebody that isn't involved, who hasn't been under whatever spell this thing is putting on them. It looks like it's going to work. At least I hope so. I don't know how to kill it. Hell, I've only seen its face. But I'm willing to do whatever you need. If you are hoping to stay the night, I can rearrange things so that you can sleep, and I can watch over you.
Can I do an insight check on it just in case?
Sure, yeah.
Sorsha's very suspicious of everyone tonight.
Yeah?
Oh. I go back to normal.
Understandably so. Seems like she's being forthright. From the rough translations that you're getting from Vaughn and the overall demeanor of Katarina, it seems like she just wants to get this shit taken care of.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you put anything in front of me that's causing trouble, my sword can reach it. It'll die. I promise you that. And Arxes, like, in not hearing the whole, like, we're gonna go to bed thing. There's, like, this cool movement. He, like, puts his sword, like, on his shoulder.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, all right, y'all. Let's go kill us a monster. And he's like, oh, everybody's gonna sleep. Okay, I can't wait. We'll do that tomorrow.
I'm sure we will dispatch it when we can, but we need to be able to hit it first.
I suppose I have a question before we do. And Vaughn will like say this out loud and just go, I mean, not all of us are free from under its spell, correct? What if it doesn't work just to deafen ourselves? Looking directly at Arxes.
Yeah. Hi, it's me.
Take a
I was
peek.
halfway through the door when you caught me. So,
I mean, I could cast that spell on all of us again. Hopefully this time it sticks.
It is a concentration spell. So you can only cast it on one unless you upcast it. I don't know if there's like multiple creatures.
But I can do it one at a time, you know.
Well, if you do it one at a time, it takes away the first one because it's a concentration spell.
But it doesn't. It doesn't matter whether it's concentration or instantaneous. Dispel magic lasts continuously. But even when I cast it on Katya, the effect faded.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to just see what happens when we get there. Worst case scenario, we'll like try to kill everybody, or we'll like, in the second best worst case scenario, we just die.
A question.
I
Great
might have an
attitude.
answer.
So I saw it. I can't
Correct.
describe it.
Correct.
Can I cast Disguise Self on myself?
oh.
You
You
Well,
can say
one,
no.
you would ha-
I'm
no,
just
no, I know.
curious.
you would have to first deafen yourself in order to
Easy.
see it.
Mhm.
But in doing so, it's not.
Would it have to be humanoid, I guess?
Right. That's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. It's not really a humanoid type creature, so you can't really change into it.
Okay.
Okay.
We're learning things now.
Yes, but I've learned something. I
have
can't
learned
disguise
something.
myself.
Can I
We know
wild
it's
shape
not
into it?
humanoid.
Maybe.
Definitely.
But you're out of wild shapes, I think, because you haven't short
We haven't
rested
slept.
since.
I am out of wild shapes.
So.
Could Cosette as a construct, could she replicate it? Could she do some sort of like drawing of it?
You see through Cosette's eyes?
I can't. It doesn't work that way.
Thing.
Yeah, it's not
It's
a
not like
familiar.
it's
It's,
not-
a
It's not a familiar
homunculus.
homunculus. Yeah. We also the exact same thing.
We all know the rules.
Yeah.
I have seen Full Metal Alchemist.
I sort of assume it would have the same effect as when Katya tried to draw
Right.
it, and it was just the
Drawing
scratches, but-
specifically, it would be the same thing.
But she doesn't
Now,
have. I mean, I believe she has.
Cosette see it? That is the question.
She has perception. She has like those abilities, but I guess
would
it's a
say
matter of
yes. Cosette can see it. Without any sort of changes to her, she is able to see it.
Yeah.
And go ahead and do, I would say, maybe Arcana. I think that
For
would be the
me?
best. Yeah.
Okay.
This is just to see if you can slightly understand. Oh, fucking 30, Jesus.
Okay.
You imagine that you can get the sense because she can talk to you in like ideas and stuff like that.
Okay.
You get the idea that she can see it without changing anything, and you get the idea that it is most likely because it is a construct.
Right. She's technically. I mean, Beatrice would never admit it, but she's technically mindless, right? Or like
Right.
it's questionable whether she has a mind. She's more
Right.
like a computer.
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't seem to affect. And now,
Her.
now that you're thinking of that, you start to connect some of the dots, especially with the 30. The vines are not a humanoid type creature. And the snake was not a humanoid type creature. It seems that maybe this only affects humanoids.
Question
Though,
then.
You do remember that Sorsha and Katarina had turned into an animal, but seemed to have been affected. So maybe it's, I mean, deep down they are humanoids, so you kind of wrestle with that. But
Yeah.
question?
I mean, I'm not a humanoid.
Oh boy.
I don't want to get like too
Yes.
into pedantics, but I'm not a humanoid.
Yes,
I'm a
but
fey
Katya's
creature.
not technically humanoid either. But fuck you,
Just
plot.
let me have my.
It's kind of like how giants aren't technically humanoids,
Right.
but like
Yeah,
they have a
exactly.
humanoid
But they have,
mind.
They have ears. They have that kind of
Yeah.
like a system to
We're-
hear.
We're sapient, so
We're
yeah, there
humanoid
you go.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Human X. So could she try and reproduce like information about it by looking at it? Like, can she try and
She can definitely do that, but that information doesn't come in. Just
Yeah.
like every other type of information.
shit.
As long as you were under this effect, you cannot do anything about it. You
Can
simply
Cosette
cannot
draw?
remember, cannot think of it.
Well, that's what I was saying. Can Cosette try and draw something?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Cosette can do that. Katya already did though. You've
But it's the
already been
same
given
thing.
this information. It's the same thing. As long as you were hearing this effect and under this possession or whatever this is, you cannot, in your own mind, understand it.
So unlike when Katya did it and it was just the 3 scratches or the leaves, when Cosette draws it, I assume it's more accurate, but we just can't comprehend it. Because Cosette can't be affected by the spell.
It seems like whatever this symbol is, now that you're getting all of this information, you're connecting these dots, it seems like whatever it is, the shape might be similar to that shape that you're seeing. You are seeing the shape, but you're not able to comprehend what it is, so your brain is almost filling in the blanks and saying, that looks like grass.
Sure. Okay. Well, I really do think it's too shy for us to get a good look. So we might as well just rest and tackle it in the morning.
I just
Alright.
want to kill this thing off principle alone for being so difficult to figure out. Yeah.
Only for that, not for all the eating. How do we know that it eats the people? Have you seen it
we
eat the
don't.
people?
People walk into its place. I don't see it, but they also...
Is the door at its mouth?
No.
Oh.
She begins describing what happens. But unfortunately, it's like that is just gone.
What a surreal art piece that I don't understand. Get off of my computer.
It's like Attack of the Cats.
She likes to step exactly where my power button is
Of course.
on my computer.
Just one of these days, boom, gonna be gone.
Yeah,
She's done it before.
The cats always hit the Xbox power cell
Hell
with
yeah.
their nose, and it's all it is a pressure point.
I suppose we slumber then. Do we all risk doing a little sleepwalk?
Start
I
to take
can-
it in turns again.
Are you going to sleep here? I can follow you to wherever you are sleeping. I can help. If you are going to be able to attack this and fight and figure out some way to not be affected by it, then I am here. I'm going to try and remember what... I know that the forest speaker and the swamp speaker did something to not be affected by it. Can't remember what it was.
Like, was it plug something in their ears? Was it?
No, they had some sort of magic.
Oh,
What kind of magic?
I can't remember.
I have a question.
protection?
If I use the spell Alter Self to physically like remove my ability to hear, that would be like a permanent. Like
I'd allow
I
it.
literally,
Yeah.
I literally wouldn't be able
Is that
to.
a
Right? Okay.
concentration spell?
It's concentration up
Okay.
to 1 hour, but I can only cast it on one person.
Mm-hmm. Well, yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
That's
don't have
one.
it prepared, but that's that.
Theoretically, it should work.
Yeah.
That's one of us. So, I mean,
How are we feeling about the Arxes cape plan?
I mean, yeah, I've cut it up already. Like it's kind of.
I mean, plugging our ears works as long as our ears are plugged to see it. Just then when we come back to hearing, we can no longer see it or describe it, right?
One more time.
Right.
Ear plugged, no hear, can see thing. But the second we unplug, can't. You
forget.
Okay. So, but theoretically, if we were in combat, we could just plug our ears and we would see the thingy.
Theoretically.
Could theoretically, since Arxes has blind sight out to 10 feet, do we know you're not going to tell us yet?
Well, Arxes has blind sight out to 10 feet. Yes.
You'd have to get within 10 feet.
Yeah. You would have to get into 10 feet. And if you have something in your ears, you don't get blind sense. Because that's how you get blind sense.
Ah, yes.
So you're getting either or.
One or the other.
But of course, if you're hearing the song of whatever this is, you don't know it's there. So even if there is some sort of blind sense, there's something there, but like your brain can't comprehend it.
I mean, do we then just plug all of our ears and hope for the best?
I think that's got to be the move, right?
If nothing else, we have to sleep on it. I don't see a reason that we should all cramp in here. We might as well return to the temple.
True, yes.
Would you like to come with us,
we can
lady?
get away, if I'm going, the farther walk I can have between me and the death door would be great, actually.
Well, then let's get back.
So, you exit Katarina's home, and with that sense of almost anxiety and terror of knowing something is here, knowing what happens, but knowing that it's centralized in this area. You see the lunar lift that you had taken up to the domain is still there, unoperated, so you are forced to take the elder lift. You all are able to make your way through town square, though the anxiety peaking as you pass by that door, keeping a wide berth as far as you can. And then you finally come to the elder lift that is being operated now with people that seem to be awake, and they take you up to the domain. Seemingly nothing happens. And if there was something, probably would have forgotten. But you make your way back up the domain branch into the temple of the Huntress. Return to your rooms to find Elvir is not in his bed. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh,
we're going to pick up next week.
He gone. He
So,
dead. I'm sorry, Sorsha.
At least we remember Elvir.
Oh, you remember Elvir.
Good point.
For now.
For now.
It's good.
Thank
At
you all
least,
for
right?
joining us. Please consider subscribing or following or doing anything to support us, telling friends and stuff like that, and join us in our Discord and for next week's session, all that stuff. If you're watching the recording of the episode, thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube, and if you're listening to the podcast, thank you. Consider giving us a 5-star review and telling your friends about it. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media at TalkingXP, pretty much anywhere. And yeah. I love it. Okay. Well, anyways, without further ado, we will end here. Thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to level up, and we will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.